Today I wanted to go through my Notion dashboard. I kind of spruce things up a little bit for 2025. So I wanted to kind of walk you through it and show you what I am doing and how I organize everything. I have a few videos already about Notion, but not a ton. So if you have any questions on how to do things, just let me know and I am happy to help. So my dashboard is basically my home page. Is it always open? No, but here's kind of what I'm working with. Over here, I've got the navigation, and this just lets me quickly get to the pages that I want. And then I used a divider to kind of separate these sections. I like how that looks. I have personal things like fitness and habit trackers, and it was getting very cluttered over here. So I just put that all in one page. Notes are just like random things. I couldn't even tell you. That needs to be organized better, but it is what it is. And then I have some hashtags ready to go right here. So I can just toggle through these and copy and paste them and have them copy to my phone if needed or into Pinterest or wherever. I like having that right there. I kind of forgot it existed, but I'm happy I re-found that out. So I'm gonna kind of just take you through what my dashboard looks like and then take you through each page. Like I mentioned, I've got the navigation over here, and then I have my task list over here, which is a calendar view set to 1 week only. And I like that so much because you don't have to get overwhelmed with everything you have to do for the next 4 weeks. You just see 1 week at a time. So my week is basically just my task list and content. I have one major database that everything gets filtered through. Anything that's tagged with content you'll see later in my content hub, but task list literally only gets seen here. I don't always use this. I fluctuate between writing everything down in my planner or using this, but I will basically use this like a planner. So I will write down when I have appointments, if I want to go get coffee, all the things I want to do, I will put in here. I also created a tab for my filming calendar, and we'll see how this works. This is brand new to me. I haven't done this before, but what I did was I basically filtered this date. If you go to layout calendar and you show calendar by, it's usually defaulted to date because you usually only have one date property, but since I added a film date, I get the option to do that. So I can't have these both be on the same page because they are filtered to different properties, but it's not that hard to flip through, and I might not use this long term. So if that's the case, I just delete it and then delete that property, and no harm, no foul. Also up here, I was supposed to be a little bit more on top of my things and get my vision board made, but I haven't done that yet. And so my vision board will go up here and not just have a random photo. And then down here, I have my OKRs, which I can show you the main page for this in a minute. I currently have this filtered to Q1 and January. So I am only seeing what needs to be tackled this month or tracked this month. So here's my overall OKRs. I have a video on how to do this and a template if you want this, but the very, very quick version is you have an objective, and then your key results are the steps you're going to take to get to that objective. The book I read was helpful to put like numbers down and not just say, I want to increase revenue, because that's not a goal, really. That's not like an attainable goal you can actually reach. It's a made up thing. So I figure out kind of what number I want to achieve, and then I give it a percent. So I put like, I want to increase TikTok revenue by 200%, by 150% for Cricut, whatever. Here are all the things that will help me get to that. So for increasing YouTube revenue, I want to post a video every single week. So instead of writing post weekly videos and counting to 52, I just figured while it took longer to do all this, I just figured it'd be easier to split it up by month so I could just only have it filtered to that month and not have to keep adding up how many videos I've made. I wrote down the months so that I can filter out words, and then I have the quarters over here so I can quickly filter to a certain quarter. If it's something that's an entire year goal, I have it for all 4 quarters, or I'll show you what I had filtered it down to so you can see what I did to get it to just be January. Is I said that the key result does not contain the word February or March. So it's filtered to Q1, which would be January, February, March. So I just removed those two and just left January. So then when it's February, I will just change this to say January, and it will only show February. So that was an easy way for me to do that. And now it should be a little bit easier to see, because last year I just had it filtered by quarter, and if I had any monthly goals, it just got very overwhelming. So this should help me stay on top of my overall goals. That's my main dashboard. Wanted it clear, straight to the point, not a lot going on, because all the other pages have a lot going on. So I'm just gonna go through the navigation from the top. Content Hub is everything. it's all of my content. So I have this filtered to showing any of my YouTube videos, my vlog channel, short videos, or my dog's YouTube channel, which I don't really post a ton of videos from that, so usually you don't see those. That's all the content pieces I have. I don't typically schedule my shorts, but in December I had like a backlog of videos that I had already done, and I'm like, I want to get on top of this and like just actually remember to post and what to post. So that's kind of why I have some of those there. It's overwhelming to see all of your content at one. What I use this mostly for is if I am making a YouTube video that I also want to make a short video for, it's easy for me to see, okay, put this on this day and not have to filter through pages to remember what day I was posting the YouTube video. I can just put it all right here. So that's helpful for that. And then I have all these tabs up here for everything. I have all my YouTube. So this is basically just filtered to just YouTube. I have all my short videos, again, filtered to just short. I like having it in this view instead of calendar view because some of these don't have dates, but I still want to remember to make the video. I have an email tab, but haven't done any emails in quite a long time. So yeah. And then my blog content, I haven't done anything with my blog and it probably will be sporadic to get going into January. And then 30 days is basically anything from now until the next 30 days if everything else was feeling too overwhelming to look at. So that's why I have that. I mostly use this as just a quick reference. I don't spend a lot of time in the actual content hub. I spend most of my time in one of the divided content hubs. So let me show you what that looks like. Because I am working on my vlog channel for next year, I had a lot of YouTube videos and I was like, this is just getting so overwhelming. I need a better system. So I divided out YouTube and my vlog channel to have its own page so that if I was like, okay, I want to make a video for this, or I want to talk about this, or I want to plan these ideas, I knew exactly where to go. So I'll show you YouTube first. Calendar looks like everything else. Nothing really crazy here. I have all my ideas written here. I also have a tab for scripting because sometimes I just feel like writing. I go in phases of this really, but some days I just feel like I really want to go on the treadmill and type and write something. So that's what this page is for. My newest ideas are filtered to the created time because sometimes I would have my idea list would be so long that I wouldn't be able to find the idea I just did and give a date to it. So that's where that came in. That's my YouTube calendar. Then my vlog channel is basically the same thing. There's a calendar for it. There's an ideas page. There's buckets of different topics I want to talk about and then things to do this month. So this is basically just dividing out the content hub and making it easier because sometimes I really truly do just want to focus on one thing at a time, and that helps me a little bit without having to have so many tabs on content hub because I like the different views I have within the YouTube section and within the vlog section, but I didn't want my content hub to have 5,000 tabs in it. And this is my emails page. It's basically what you saw earlier, just a dedicated page for it if I want to go through and give it a page. And then blog, same thing as that. I just thought of something. Let me go through and show you what it looks like when I'm creating a new task or anything like that. These are my main categories I have. Most of the things I'm putting into Notion are YouTube videos. So that's why these are always there. I have more properties that aren't shown all the time unless they have something in it. So I have my date, my film date. This is new. We'll see if that works. The main category really is just between this. It's easier to sometimes just filter to main category first and then subcategory is all these other options. Video status is all of this. I like to have a lot of statuses because I do. I like knowing where exactly it is. I usually don't use filming because usually I film it all at once and then I'm done. But sometimes what happened was I was filming over the course of a couple days, so I needed to know that I had already started this. Whatever. Long story short, these are all my statuses for the video. And then bucket is just like the type of category it is on like the content category, I guess. So like small business, Cricut, things like that. And then video category, this is just like what the YouTube people categorize it as. So hub, help, hero, and then sometimes I would do vlog. Trendy is more like for the short videos, so I can remember if it was like a certain audio. And then done obviously is a check mark to easily filter out anything that is marked as done. I also have all of these like templates. I don't use all of these. The ones I use the most are the YouTube video and then the book update I'm using more often because this is the template I'm using for my book videos. But for YouTube videos, here is what I do. It fills in all of this stuff that's ready to go. I have these little toggles for graphics or B-roll. I don't use this all the time. Sometimes what I will do is when I'm typing, I will just type, and then I will do yellow background, B-roll of me typing. and then continue writing. So then that's just a quick way for me to see what B-roll do I need to film or find. But these are basically headers for the sections of each YouTube video. This is very helpful for when I am translating it into a blog post, because then the headers, the H2s are already made up. But yeah, so that's what I do for my YouTube videos. I also have like a designs to make page. I don't use this a ton, because usually I just design whatever I'm thinking of. What I was doing is I was going through and writing down some of the like Pinterest things they were saying, or some things I knew I wanted to do. But yeah, so a lot of this was from last year, so 2024's Pinterest trend thing. I didn't get to a lot of these, and some of them I probably won't, but it is nice to just kind of have this as a sounding board when I'm feeling stuck. And then one thing I didn't show, but on my main dashboard page, is this weekly calendar. If I hit any of these, it will populate certain tasks that I set to do for Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. A lot of Notion is just figuring out what works for you and constantly changing it. This has changed a lot over the years, but this is kind of what's been working for the last year. If there's anything you want to know about Notion or any of these pages I've created or anything like that, just let me know and I'm happy to help. I don't know what I would do without Notion. I am a Notion girly for life. I've been using it since the end of 2020. I've used it for various things, for personal, for my full-time job, for freelance, for so many things, and my business could not run without Notion. I literally would not be able to exist without Notion. It is my second brain, and I just really love it. That's my 2025 dashboard. It's not the fanciest, it's not the most complex, but I realize that I need things to be as simple as possible and not overly complicate things, and this system is working out quite well for me. It's helping me stay on track with YouTube videos for sure. Not so much like emails and blogs, but we'll get there. One thing at a time. YouTube was my main priority last year, so that's why it took a lot of focus, and I changed those YouTube pages so many times to figure out like what worked. If you've never used Notion, I highly recommend it. It is overwhelming. I'm just gonna preface it. It's overwhelming when you first start, but it's very fun to tweak it to be exactly what you need. Now we have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time. Bye.